Have you ever wondered how we think, remember, and control our body? All this is done by one amazing organ, the human brain. Let us understand its main parts and how each part works. Today, we are going to study the human brain. Using simple diagrams, I will explain the main parts of the brain and their functions step by step. The human brain is the most complex and powerful organ of the body. It controls thinking, memory, emotions, movement, breathing, heartbeat, and even our personality. Although it weighs only about 1.3 to 1.4 kilograms, it controls the entire body like a master control center. The brain works day and night, even when we are sleeping. The brain is located inside the skull, in the head. It is protected by three things. Firstly, it is the skull. The skull is a hard bony covering. Secondly, third protective layers are called meninges. And third one is cerebrospinal fluid, which acts like a cushion and protects the brain from shocks. So, there are three things: the skull, the three protective layers called meninges, and the cerebrospinal fluid. Okay? This protection is very important because even a small injury to the brain can affect the whole body. The human brain is divided into main three parts. First one is cerebrum, second one is cerebellum, and third one is brainstem. How many parts? The brain is divided into how many parts? Three parts. First one, cerebrum, second, cerebellum, and third one is brainstem. Each part has different and very important function. So come on, let's start with the first one, cerebrum. This is also called the thinking brain. Okay? The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. It makes up to 80% of brain's total weight. So the functions of the cerebrum are thinking and reasoning, memory and learning, intelligence, speech and language, emotions, voluntary movements like walking, writing, speaking. All these are the functions of cerebrum. The cerebrum is working whenever you try to solve a problem or remember a name or read or write or just make a decision. At that time, the cerebrum is in the working state. Okay? So next, left and right hemispheres. So the cerebrum is divided into two halves, left hemisphere and right hemisphere. So they are connected by a thick band of nerves called the corpus callosum. Left hemisphere controls the right side of the body, logic and reasoning and mathematics, language and speech. Okay, so what all it controls? It controls the right side, okay, right side of the body. Logic and reasoning and mathematics, language and speech. All this is controlled by left hemisphere, the left side of the hemisphere, okay? And next, the right hemisphere controls the side of the body. The right hemisphere controls the left side of the body, not the right side. It is the left side, okay? And creativity, art and music, imagination and emotions. All these are controlled by the right hemisphere. Both sides work together for balanced thinking. Next, It is nothing but the bridge, okay? The is a thick bundle of nerve fibers. It connects the left and the right hemisphere. What it connects? The right side and the left side hemisphere, okay? What are some? Nothing but thick bundle of nerve fibers, okay? Remember, thick bundle of nerve fibers. So let's see what it does. The job of this is to transfer information between both sides. What it does? Transfers the information. So coordinate thinking and actions. So without this connection, the brain would not function properly as one unit. Next one is thalamus. It is nothing but the relay station. See, the thalamus works like a relay center, okay? Its function is receives sensory informations like touch, pain, sound, light, etc. So it sends it to the correct part of the cerebrum. For example, when you touch something hot, the signal goes. Okay, so it goes to the hand. Then from there to spinal cord. From there, from the spinal cord to thalamus, and from thalamus to cerebrum. Okay, the signal goes there. The thalamus helps the brain understand what is happening around us. Okay. Next one is hypothalamus. It is also called the balance controller because it controls the balance. What controls the balance? Hypothalamus controls the balance, okay? The hypothalamus is small but extremely important. Though it is very small, but it is very important. So it controls the body temperature, hunger and thirst, sleep and wake cycle, emotions and hormones. All these are controlled by what? Hypothalamus. It also connects the nervous system with the endocrine system. It also connects the nervous system, okay, with the endocrine system. For example, when you feel hungry, hypothalamus sends signals, okay? When you feel sleepy, hypothalamus controls it. It helps maintain homeostatics, which means keeping the body balanced. The balance and coordination. Okay, the cerebrum is located at the back of the brain, below the cerebrum. Okay, so below the cerebrum. Okay, it is situated. It is located there. Okay, and the functions of the cerebellum are whenever you walk. For example, whenever you walk properly, ride a bicycle, ride neatly, stand without falling. Okay, the cerebellum is working there. In all these situations, what is working here? The cerebellum is working. Okay. Without it, movements would become shaky and uncoordinated. So without the cerebellum, the movements would become shaky and uncoordinated. Next is brainstem. Brainstem is the life supporting center. The brainstem is the most vital part of the brain. It connects the brain to the spinal cord. Where does it connect? Directly to the spinal cord. What is connected? Brainstem. Remember, brainstem is connected direct to spinal cord. Okay, then let me tell you the feet. Controls blood pressure, controls swallowing, controls reflexes like coughing and sneezing. These actions happen automatically without thinking. Okay? Without thinking, all these actions happen automatically. That is why the brainstem is called the life support center. Let me ask you in the question, what is the brainstem also called? You should answer, it is also called the life support center. Okay? Damage to the brainstem can be life-threatening. So this is one of the major part, and if damage to this part can be life-threatening, so you should be very careful. Okay. Next is spinal cord. The spinal cord extends downward from the brainstem. Its functions are carries messages between the brain and the body. For example, brain, hand move, foot, and it also controls reflex actions like quickly pulling your hand away from the fire. Okay? So, all these are the functions of the spinal cord. So, the brain works using billions of nerve cells called neurons. How does the brain work? There'll be a question, okay? How does the brain work? The brain works using billions of nerve cells, and these nerve cells are called neurons. So neurons communicate through electrical signals and chemical messengers. The brain never rests, using about 20% of body's oxygen. But it uses the 20% of the body's oxygen. Works faster than a computer in many ways. Human brain works more faster than the computer in many ways. So the human brain is truly a wonder of nature. It allows us to think, learn, feel, move, live, etc. Understanding the brain helps us protect it, care for it, and respect its power.